and welcome to this brief tutorial showing some of the new features that are available with Turnitin 2, which is the next generation of Turnitin. One of the biggest and best features of Turnitin 2 is something called Feedback Studio, and we're going to take a look at the Feedback Studio and some of the ways that it differs from classic Turnitin. So once you have created your writing assignment and you have had students upload their papers to the writing assignment, you can go back in by clicking on the assignment in your Moodle class week. And you're going to see right away, if you've used Turnitin before, a slightly different look to the back end of the page here where instructors can access the Turnitin assignment. You'll see here a couple of things. You'll see the writing assignments themselves, and you'll see the writing assignment for the PeerMark peer review. I'm going to cover that in a separate video tutorial. So for now, we're just going to look at what the uploaded assignments from students look like in the new format called Feedback Studio. So go ahead and click on the student's assignment here, and you'll see that the first big difference is up here. Feedback Studio actually opens up a new unique web page instead of opening up what used to be called the Turnitin document viewer. So this allows you to toggle back and forth between the writing assignment page and your original home page and the Feedback Studio itself. You're going to notice a slightly cleaner look to the new Feedback Studio here, as well as a different layout to the resources that you can use. First of all, you see that you have the student's paper here, and you can scroll up and down the paper very easily, just as you could before. Off to the right, you're going to see this top box here is called Layers. If you click on the Layers box, it's going to open up the active layers. And this is where you're going to have your grading layer and your similarity score layer. The similarity score works as it did before. If you highlight it, you'll see that it will highlight areas of where the sources are found in another place. In this case, this is a blog post that I wrote, so it's correctly identifying it as coming from somewhere else. And you have the same tools available to you as you had in the original Turnitin. You have the match overview, which will give you the source of the material. You also have the all sources link, which will show you where the specific parts come from. You have the filters and settings as you had before, and then you can choose to exclude the sources as well. So that's the originality portion of it. You can go back to the active layers and deselect that, and then click on the grading layer. Here you can see that I've highlighted this opening here as the instructor, and it creates a dialog box here that looks very similar to what you had before, but again, slightly different layout. One of the big changes is in the way that you apply the quick marks and the comments. In the previous iteration of Turnitin, the way you would apply a comment would be to select, either highlight the text and select the comment bubble from the right side in the quick mark section. That was one way of doing it, or doing it that by selecting and highlighting the text and then clicking the comment bubble that was available. Now you get this here, which this dialog bubble that pops up gives you all three things that you can do all in one spot. So you can strike through the text here if you wish, if you want to show the student that you want them to eliminate that, or you can also click on the comment bubble here, and the box will pop up, and you can add a comment here. And then you can also add a hyperlink too, if you want to link to an outside resource, so that when the student pulls up the comment bubble, this hyperlink will be embedded inside the dialog box here. You can bold, italicize, and underline whatever you've highlighted, and you can also assign a criterion. In other words, if you have a rubric associated with this writing assignment, you can click on the part of the rubric that the student should be aware of. And then you can also save this as a quick mark as well. When you're done, you simply click outside of the dialog box and it's saved. And there it is. To see it, click on it again, and you'll see the criterion associated with it is highlighted, structure. You can change the color of the comments that you've highlighted as well. Quick marks are still available. You can still click on the quick mark symbol here, and you can access all your quick marks, and you can still drag and drop them in like that. And then there's a rubric. The rubric link is here as well. Once you go to the rubric link, you can see one of the new features here is the ability to slide the rubric button back and forth and choose the corresponding level of grading that you want to. You can also change the rubric that's available. It'll pull up all your rubric forms right there, which is a nice feature instead of going to the manager itself. And of course, you can expand the rubric manager and highlight the rubric that you're currently using with this student paper. And as you could before, you can simply click on the boxes in the rubric manager to highlight what you think the student has achieved, and then you can apply that to the grade, and that will change the grade on the assignment. And this, of course, feeds directly into the grade book that you've set up. So, and if you want to minimize that again, you can click that, and you can look at the paper in a little bit larger format, which is really nice for reading, and you can still have the ability to do your highlighting and your commenting that way. So that's a brief tutorial on how you can use the new Feedback Studio. If you decide that you want to go to back to the Turnitin Classic layout, you can do that as well. I believe our Turnitin Classic will be viable and available through next summer. So there's the back to the Turnitin Classic. And if you want to toggle back to Feedback Studio, click on that link, and that will take you back to the Feedback Studio. So again, that's a brief tutorial on the power of Feedback Studio and the new look of Feedback Studio with Turnitin 2.